The world didn't just change. You changed. The pandemic didn't simply disrupt routines. It shattered illusions, tested resilience, and forced every one of us to confront what truly matters. It exposed our fears, stretched our limits, and revealed strengths we didn't know we possessed. Now the question isn't how we survived, it's how we rise. This is your moment of reinvention. Living your best post-pandemic life is not about it going back to normal. Normal is gone. Growth is the new goal. The people who thrive in this new era will be the ones who choose clarity over confusion, energy over exhaustion, courage over comfort, and purpose over passivity. You have two choices: drift through this next chapter reacting to circumstances, or design it intentionally, powerfully, unapologetically. The past few years taught us that health is wealth, connection is oxygen, adaptability is survival, and mindset is everything. But lessons only matter when they are applied. Transformation is not automatic. It is decided. These 5 keys are not theories. They are principles that demand action. When practiced consistently, they elevate your body, sharpen your mind, strengthen your relationships, deepen your purpose, and expand your results. This isn't about recovering. It's about rebuilding stronger. It's about stepping into a future where you don't just exist. You lead, you grow, and you create a life that reflects your highest standards. The world is reopened. Now it's your turn. The world didn't just pause, it pressed reset. For months, certainty disappeared, plans dissolved, the illusion of control vanished overnight. What once felt permanent proved fragile, and in that space of disruption, something powerful happened. Awareness. You saw what truly matters. You saw what drains you. You saw who stands with you. You saw who stands with you. You saw who you are when comfort is stripped away. Now the world is moving again. Doors are open. Opportunities are returning. Energy is shifting. But here is the truth. The greatest danger right now is not failure. It is drifting back into unconscious living. If you simply resume old habits, old standards, old excuses, you waste the most important lesson of the pandemic. Life is fragile, time is precious, and growth is not optional. Living your best post-pandemic life requires intention. It requires strategy. It requires a decision that this chapter will not be defined by fear, but by power. Here are 5 keys to living your strongest, boldest, most fulfilled life in this new era. Key 1. Master your mindset. Everything begins in the mind. During crisis, your brain is wired for survival. It scans for threats. It anticipates danger. It looks for what might go wrong. That mechanism kept you alert during uncertainty. But survival thinking cannot build an extraordinary life. Thriving requires expansion thinking. Ask yourself, what did the pandemic teach me about resilience? What strengths did I discover under pressure? What fears am I still carrying that no longer serve me? Your mind will either replay old anxiety or create new possibility. You must consciously choose which narrative you feed. Replace a "what if it goes wrong" with a "what if this worked?" Replace "you can't risk it" with a "growth requires movement." Replace "I'll wait until things feel safe" with a "courage creates safety." Control your inputs. Limit negativity. Be intentional about what you consume. News, social media, conversations. Energy is contagious. Protect yours. Build daily rituals, morning intention setting, physical movement to shift emotional state, gratitude practice to anchor abundance, journaling to clarify direction. The quality of your life will never exceed the quality of your mindset. And mindset is not fixed. It is trained. Key 2. Reclaim your physical vitality. The pandemic reminded the world of something simple yet profound. Health is foundational. Without energy, ambition collapses. Without vitality, goals become burdens. Without strength, stress becomes overwhelming. Now is the time to reclaim your body as your greatest asset. Start with basics: consistent sleep schedule, whole, nourishing foods, daily movement, hydration, sunlight, but go deeper than maintenance. Train for strength, build endurance. Challenge your limits. Your body and mind are not separate systems. When you strengthen your physiology, you strengthen your psychology. When you move powerfully, you think powerfully. Commit to standards, not moods. Do not wait to feel motivated. Discipline builds momentum. Momentum builds confidence. Confidence builds identity. When you look in the mirror and see strength, you make stronger decisions. Energy is power. Protect it fiercely. Key 3. Redesign your relationships. Isolation exposed a painful truth. Connection is essential. We are not meant to succeed alone. We are wired for belonging, contribution, and shared experience. The pandemic highlighted which relationships nourish us and which deplete us. Now is the time to audit your circle. Ask, who challenges me to grow? Who drains my focus and ambition? Who aligns with my future vision? Surround yourself with people who speak possibility, hold high standards, act with integrity, value growth. Distance yourself from chronic negativity, gossip, and limitation thinking. Deepen meaningful connections. Schedule intentional time with family. Invest in friendships. Join communities aligned with your passions. Expand your network strategically. Strong relationships amplify resilience. When setbacks come, and they will, you need voices that remind you of your strength. Contribution is also essential. Serve others. Mentor someone. Volunteer. When you give value, you increase your own sense of purpose and fulfillment. The quality of your life mirrors the quality of your relationships. Choose wisely. Key 4. Clarify your purpose and vision. Crisis forces reflection. Many people realized they were living on autopilot before the pandemic. Working without meaning, pursuing goals that did not inspire them. Now is the moment to redefine success. Ask yourself, what kind of life do I truly want? What impact do I want to make? What skills must I develop to reach that vision? Do not limit your answers to what feels realistic. Start with what feels meaningful. Vision creates direction. Direction creates focus. Focus creates results. Break your vision into tangible goals. Career growth, financial independence, skill mastery, creative expression, travel, business building, education, then design a roadmap. Set quarterly objectives, create daily actions, track progress, adjust strategies. Clarity eliminates hesitation. When you know where you're going, distractions lose power. Remember, purpose is not always a single grand mission. It can be growth itself. It can be becoming the strongest version of yourself so you can elevate others. A powerful vision pulls you forward even when motivation fades. Key 5. Take massive, consistent action. Insight without action is wasted potential. Many people spent the pandemic planning, reflecting, dreaming. That is valuable, but transformation requires movement. Perfection is the enemy of progress. Do not wait for certainty. Conditions will never be ideal. Launch the project. Apply for the opportunity. Start the business. Enroll in the course. Post the content. Initiate the conversation. Action creates clarity. Movement builds confidence. Small actions compound over time. Daily effort, even imperfect, outperforms occasional bursts of motivation. Create systems, time blocking, weekly reviews, habit tracking, accountability partners. Eliminate distractions ruthlessly and sleeplessly. Focus on high-impact activities. When setbacks occur, respond quickly. Do not dwell. Learn. Adjust. Move again. Momentum is built through repetition. Your post-pandemic life should not be defined by recovery. It should be defined by acceleration. The new standard. This era demands a new standard of living. Comfort is tempting. After uncertainty, safety feels appealing. But growth does not live inside comfort zones. Raise your standards for how you treat your body, for how you manage your time, for how you allow others to treat you. For the goals you set, for the discipline you practice. Standards shape identity, shapes behavior. Behavior shapes destiny. If you see yourself as resilient, you act resilient. You act resilient. If you see yourself as capable, you attempt bold things. If you see yourself as a leader, you take initiative. Choose an identity aligned with your highest self, turning pain into power. The pandemic brought loss of time, opportunities, loved ones, stability. Ignoring that pain does not make it disappear, but pain can either weaken you or refine you. Reflect on what you endured, what strengths emerged, what values became clearer, what fears lost their grip. Resilience is built under pressure. You are not the same person you were before. You are stronger, more aware, more capable of navigating uncertainty. Channel that strength intentionally. When fear arises, remember what you survived. When doubt whispers, remember your adaptability. When hesitation slows you, remember how quickly life can change. Use that awareness as fuel. Building financial stability and growth. The pandemic revealed economic vulnerability for millions. Job security shifted. Industries changed. Remote work transformed expectation. Financial resilience is now essential. Educate yourself. Budgeting. Investing basics. Emergency funds. Multiple income streams. Skill monetization. Develop valuable skills that cannot easily be replaced. Communication. Leadership. Digital literacy. Digital literacy, problem solving, emotional intelligence, adaptability is the currency of the future. Diversify income where possible. Save strategically, invest consistently, build assets instead of relying solely on wages. Financial strength reduces stress and expands opportunity. Security is not about fear. It is about freedom. Embracing uncertainty as opportunity, the illusion that the future is predictable is gone, and that is powerful. If change can happen unexpectedly, growth can happen unexpectedly too. Stop resisting uncertainty. Leverage it. Industries are evolving. New technologies are emerging. Remote opportunities are expanding. Global connections are easier than ever. Where others see instability, see possibility. Flexibility is strength. The ability to pivot quickly will define success in this era. Learn continuously. Experiment boldly. Fail forward. Uncertainty is no longer something to fear. It is a landscape for innovation. Living with intention daily, extraordinary lives are built through ordinary days executed intentionally. Wake up with purpose. Move your body. Fuel your mind. Take meaningful action. Connect deeply. Reflect nightly. Repeat the why. But the rule. Consistency compounds. You do not need dramatic reinvention overnight. You need aligned daily choices. Each decision either moves you closer to your vision or further away. Choose consciously. Final perspective: the pandemic closed a chapter in global history. Now a new chapter is being written. Some will look back and remember fear. Some will remember loss. Some will remember limitation, but others will remember transformation. They will remember that this was the moment they decided to elevate their standards. This was the moment they stopped postponing growth. This was the moment they built strength instead of waiting for certainty. This was the moment they redesigned their lives. You have endured uncertainty. You have adapted. You have survived. Now it is time to thrive. Your best post-pandemic life will not happen by accident. It will happen by decision. By decision. And that decision begins now. This is not the end of a crisis. It is the beginning of a conscious life. The pandemic forced you to slow down, reflect, and reassess. Now you have a rare advantage: awareness. You know how quickly circumstances can change. You know what truly matters. You know that waiting for the perfect time is an illusion. Your best post-pandemic life will be built on intentional choices, disciplined action, meaningful relationships, and a vision that pulls you forward. The 5 keys are not temporary strategies. They are lifelong commitments. Master your mindset. Protect your energy. Strengthen your circle. Clarify your purpose. Take bold, consistent action. The future does not belong to the fearful. It belongs to the decisive. Stand up with stronger standards. Move with greater clarity. Lead your life with courage. The world has shifted. Now rise with it and create a life so powerful that this chapter becomes the turning point that defines you.